Hello and welcome back to Everything Boats with Captain Frank Lanier, where we discuss boats and boating, from maintenance and repairs to seamanship and safety, as well as everything in between. This podcast is a companion to my YouTube channel of the same name, so if you like and find it useful, be sure to subscribe and please check out my YouTube channel as well, where you'll find hundreds of informative videos on pretty much every boating topic imaginable. So today's podcast is based on a segment of my YouTube channel called Ask Captain Frank. And this is where I take questions from my YouTube channel viewers, customers of my marine survey business, or just people randomly calling me up trying to get me to answer shit for free. So today's topic, it came about during a survey where I was talking with a client while I was doing a pre-purchase survey. And the client said, we're looking at the engine. And he said, Cap Frank, what do you think is the leading cause of engine failure? And I kind of thought about it a little bit, and I've got my opinion on it. And while my opinion of what causes these failures is not the actual cause of the demise, it certainly contributes a lot to it. And what is it? Well, it's your engine alarms and warning lights. So the reason behind this logic is that your oil pressure and your cooling system and sometimes your alternator system, they use the same buzzer. You turn your engine ignition on and you've got you hear the buzzer and you see the light come on. Particularly if you don't have gauges, if you've got what I call idiot lights, right? You just got the panel there, no pressure gauge or water temperature, whatever. So you turn the ignition on and you hear the buzzer and you see the alarm and you think everything's good. Well, the problem is those systems, the oil pressure system, low oil pressure, the circuit for the engine temp overheat, and alternator output, if there is one, they all use one buzzer, and they all use the same buzzer. So if the buzzer comes on, that's just telling you that the buzzer's working, but it doesn't differentiate if the sensors, and all three sensors are operational. In other words, you turn that ignition on, you hear the buzzer, you see the light. You may have a sensor that's bad for your oil pressure, and your engine temp is working just fine. That buzzer will still light up. So you have to verify that each of the sensors, and this is just the alarm and stuff, it's operational. And how often should you do that? I would say at least every 2 years, particularly on older boats, 6, 7, 8 years old. They can fail at any time. So you should do it regularly, but for older boats particularly, you want to make sure these sensors and warning lights and the buzzers and everything's working, and to make sure that not only that's working, but the sensors for each of the alarm circuits that it's monitoring. And I'll kind of close with, preventive maintenance. This is the call. This is why you do preventive maintenance. Check these buzzers, you check the circuits and sensors, and you can do these again. A competent brake mechanic can do it, or you can do it yourself. I would just emphasize that you need to check the buzzers, the alarms, the circuits, sensors, all that stuff about every 2 years. It is cheap insurance. Again, you don't want to be the guy that finds out something's going wrong and he smells his engine overheating, stuff like that. By then, it's been probably too late. I would guess probably a quarter or half of all the inboard engines and stuff that get replaced, probably due to overheating, loss of oil pressure, and a big contributing factor of that is the failure of these sensors. I hope you enjoyed today's podcast, and if so, and you want to buy Captain Frank a cup of coffee, please click on the support link in the text description below. All monies received, not spent on coffee, will go towards making even more awesome podcasts for my channel. And as always, thank you for your support.